Welcome inside Chippewa Valley High School. I'm Brad Fetters, joined by Jeff Vitale for this quarterfinal matchup in the MAC Red-White crossover basketball tournament. A matchup tonight between two MAC Red schools, the Roseville Panthers and the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. Chippewa Valley, the 2 seed, after winning as a co-share of the MAC Red Championship with that 7-3 record. The Roseville Panthers, Jeff, come in with a record of 5-5 in the MAC Red, 8-7, and boy, oh boy, we saw some fireworks. The two times these two teams hooked up.
Yeah, it's really been kind of the away team kind of taking control. The Big Reds winning at Roseville early in the season, and then the Panthers coming here in a big-time 3-point win at Chippewa on a foul behind the arc there where he cans all 3 free throws. So this is kind of the rubber match, and happens to be in the first round of the MAC tournament. So we'll see how it goes. The Big Red's going with a non-conventional starting 5 here, Brad.
Yep, they're going to go with Ryan Schuster, Deshaun Goodwin, Justin Parker, Cameron Petway, and Evan Sturm. As for the Roseville Panthers, they'll line up this way. Derek Bolton III, Monty Green, Brian Hunter, Ricky Johnson, and Samuel Tarver. And the last time these two teams hooked up, just a couple weeks ago, as you mentioned, it was a 66-65 victory for Roseville. And in that ball game, Derek Bolton III and Monty Green both went for 20 points. So 2 very prolific scorers in the lineup for the Panthers.
Well, and you don't know if something's, obviously behind the scenes, but, no Devin Lilly, no Isaiah Jaliffy in the lineup, no Ricky Mosley. So, maybe Coach Smith saw something on film last time where it could be some matchup things, kind of see how it goes. But
tip is won and controlled by the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. Will be Ryan Schuster. He too went off for 20 points in the first performance between these two teams. And now 5-second violation as Schuster was caught in that corner.
Yeah, a little late on a flash, but I think he had someone open on top. We just never saw him. Actually, on the tip, if he would have got his head up quicker, he had actually someone running right underneath the basket for a layup. That's a play I like to run at the middle school level, Brad. Coach Smith tapping into my playbook.
Might have been. Scouting your videotape. Just 2 officials as well, Jeff. This was a reschedule from last week when we had the snow and ice day.
And at 5:32 on a Monday, I mean, those guys, MHSA officials do have normal jobs, so this might be hard just to get a few at the time that they picked. And
little pass down into the post, no good there for the Panthers. Samuel Tarver unable to complete the play.
Nice board by Petway there.
So Chippewa Valley team very good here at home, 6-2. 12-4 overall, 7-3. We mentioned that mark in the MAC Red, which was good enough for a co-share along with their rivals, the Dakota Cougars. Dakota's already won in advance. They won a couple days ago on Saturday. They beat up on Lance Cruz North, so they will take on New Haven tomorrow. It'll be a quick turnaround for one of these teams here tonight, as the winner will play tomorrow, and they will take on the Romeo Bulldogs in Romeo.
We're having a heck of a season, by the way, too. So 12-5 with the MAC White champions. And, interesting, too, with Dakota and Lance Cruz North. They literally played each other on consecutive Saturdays. Last game of the regular season, Dakota won to win a share of the MAC Red with Chippewa. And then the following week, they play again on a Saturday and in the first round of the MAC tournament. So
that game 2 was rescheduled because of that snow day we had here within the district. Clean strip there up ahead. Derek Bolton III puts on the brakes. And it'll be another turnover. And they're going to say Chippewa Valley basketball.
Nice job by the Big Reds there, getting back on defense and thwarting that fast break. The nice job by Roseville getting the ball at the floor, but Petway did a nice job of stripping him from behind and not allowing the layup.
So Schuster running the point, as we've mentioned throughout this season. He's a little bit of a Swiss Army knife out there on the floor for Chippewa Valley. Can do just about everything. Good from distance, not afraid to get down and dirty, pick up some offensive rebounds. This time he drives the lane, double clutches, can't get it to fall, but he'll shoot a couple at the line.
And the one thing I don't think he gets enough credit for is how good of a rebounder he is at his size. He is strong, especially in that Dakota game at Dakota. He had some big rebounds in there, and obviously totally undersized with the 6'6", 6'5" guys the Cougars have, but is a very underrated rebounder. And of course, we're going to see him next year at the college level on the gridiron. This is, basketball days are becoming sort of numbered, but. One thing about the Schuster boys that you've seen, coming through is all very good basketball players, good outside shooters. They're almost the same mold.
Certainly spin the pigskin quarterback position.
And if you watch Twitter at all, brother Andrew is lighting it up in the 7-on-7. So get ready because Mr. Denreiter's offense is going to be in high gear again next year when the youngest of the three come through.
1-0 ball game. Late arriving crowd here into the Valley. Finally, Roseville dumps it down deep. No good. Deshaun Goodwin comes away with the rebound, and Roseville comes away with the steal.
Yeah,
nice job with
the front court pressure there, and then a good job, a nice little dump off there. Got the got the Panthers a much needed bucket. There's no easy buckets right now in this easy going. We kind of got the makings of a hockey game here.
That's kind of been the MO for Roseville squads, just stifling, suffocating defense. But this is a group that's undergone a coaching change as Schuster lays one in.
Boy, he takes the ball strong in the basket. He's everything you ask for in a player. Totally selfish. A little 3-2 zone for the Big Reds. You give that up, unfortunately, though.
Ball fake. Justin Parker hitting the floor. It's another turnover for Chippewa Valley and a foul. So Roseville, Jeff, gives up 59 points per game, which is the most in the MAC Red. But they're scoring at a 61 point per game average, which is number 1 in the MAC Red. So they score the most points, but they also give up the most points.
Yeah, that defensive component. So, on the games they're not hitting those 60s, teams are knocking them off. I believe it was 63-58 or something like that at Roseville when Chippewa won.
Yep, 58-53.
And then here it was a very high-scoring game.
Yep, 66-65.
Yeah, so, well,
there you go. You wondered how long it would take for Chippewa Valley to put it in their regulars, and they come in at the 4:39 mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, some behind the scenes could have happened, and I can tell you this, Coach Smith, learning from Coach Voss through the years and going through the program, if some of the guys did something they weren't supposed to be doing, he is not sacrificing his morals for a W. So that could be it. We don't know, but they are in the game now, and nice little offensive play there. Misses the bunny, but
that was Jordan Wright. There's a travel call. Jordan Wright was really a difference maker with 10 points, and he's worked himself into that starting lineup as a sophomore. He's a big body on the block, 6'4" for Chippewa Valley, and just couldn't finish that play on the offensive end.
Yeah, he's a big, strong sophomore. I'm really looking forward to watching him get better as the years go on. He's been very impressive, and Coach Smith, I remember when he talked to us, when he brought him up, wasn't sure how he was going to react his first game. And that Dakota game here looked fantastic.
Yeah, he went off.
Just making free throws, finishing at the rim, and even little, a few weeks later at Dakota, even seemed to be even more comfortable. So
and talk about a tough assignment in one of your first varsity games,
right? Taking
on Tobias Williams, right?
Yeah. Mr. Double-Double of the MAC Red. He just keeps putting them up, and he had another great night the other night with LCN where he had 23 and 18 or something like that. He's having a heck of a year, but this young fella's got a lot of promise here with 2 years left in his varsity high school career.
Clinton unable to connect on either free throw. Say last touch by Roseville, so possession back to the Big Reds.
We'll see how the game goes on too, where with 2 officials, how that's going to come into play later on, because there's going to be some angles you're just going to miss.
A terrific play off the inbound pass into Jordan Wright. And you wonder.
Might have to download that film and steal that one for Coach Smith there.
Use that play at the middle school level?
I like that play.
So you wonder perhaps the officials maybe will overcompensate without having that third official, maybe calling something that they might not normally call.
I mean, out of bounds on the far off the free throw, Roseville coach was asking for an over the back, and over the back is not what it used to be. That rule changed a few years ago, and a lot of people still haven't adjusted to that.
Monty Green launches, no good. Clinton snatches down the rebound. Dangerous pass to Lilly. He's able to catch right in front of his home bench, brings it across the timeline.
This Roseville team is quick.
Skip pass to right, holds the basketball over his hand, and now will hand off to Devin Lilly. Tries to spin, nothing to go in there. Joe Lippy, pull-up jumper, no good.
Well, that's right in his wheelhouse there. He's just a little strong with it, but there's Ricky Mosley, Dr. Defense.
Joe Lippy twists and turns. We're going to get a blocking call. And I'll send Joe Lippy to the free throw line. Ricky Mosley skied up in the air to come away with that intercept. Was able to shovel a quick pass over to Joe Lippy.
Well, I know he's trying to argue his point, the Roseville coach, but he's 6 feet out on the floor, and he's got to be careful. He's a little bit out of his coach's box.
Greg Bowler, the head coach at Roseville, still barking out some last-minute instructions to the far side referee.
Love the red high tops, by the way. Got to respect the coach that rocks the red high tops like that.
He has definitely coordinated his outfit here tonight.
Just does not have the feel of a varsity game.
No, this gymnasium's dead right now, and for a sport like basketball where players typically get a lift from their home crowd, it is sorely lacking here tonight. And now the Roseville crowd going to get into it just a bit. Is there, what do we got here?
So he said lane violation, which meant someone got in the lane early on Roseville. They are trying to find out who, but here's another one that they don't agree with. So right now, the whistles are not going to the benefit of the Panthers early on.
So Joe Liffey gets a little bit of a mulligan, and he misses anyway. So the ball don't lie there. Panthers trying to break this full court pressure will do just that. And a Clinton intercept, just couldn't save it to a teammate. Derek Bolton splits the lane, passes off into the corner. Good defense there by the Big Reds. Monty Green through the legs, back up top. Straightaway three on the way, short. Clinton comes down with it, over to Lilly. Right wing. Little hesitation, step back threes, good.
I'll tell you that, that's his first one. He hits his first one. He can have a big, big day. He had a huge game at Roseville. I want to say it was 23 points. He had a big game at Roseville the first time around. He went off, and they let him go off. They're going to be in big, big trouble today.
A number of the broadcasts that we've called this year, Devin Lilly has gotten off to slower starts, especially from distance, but shooters, they like seeing that first one fall through the hoop. They get a little bit of confidence and look out, and there's an and one. Bolton using that 6'4" frame to lay that one in. And he's going to get a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, nice steal there by the senior. Isaiah had no choice but to foul him, and he gets a quick early 2 fouls. But, again, with 2 officials, you're not going to see it. And, I don't know if it's the referees owing the Panthers a call there or not. Didn't seem to be that big of a contact, but like you said, could be overcompensating for that missing official.
So it is, in fact, a three-point play for Bolton. Stretch pass to Lilly, able to track that down. Oh, what a skip pass inside. Terrific feed by Lilly and Schuster.
Yeah, great ball move by the Big Reds. He had a cutting Schuster, then dropped it off to the big fella for a finish, and he does that pretty well for a young fella at sophomore.
Brian Hunter, cross-court pass. Amani Green, we know he's a big-time scorer for Roseville. Good defense. Right now being played by Chippewa Valley as they stick to that matchup zone.
And that 3-2 really forcing that perimeter 3 out and trying to make the Roseville play more inside, which is not their style.
Ball tapped.
Nice pass.
Cutting through the lane. Bolton with the finger roll.
Great ball movement by both teams, especially the last couple possessions. So you're seeing why these two teams can put up points.
Launching off the back heel. Comes out to the Panthers. Streaking up the floor. Cutting through, laying it up, laying it in. Derek Bolton once again. He's quickly got 7 points here in the opening frame.
Yeah, he's explosive. He gets by that rim, he can just elevate and finger roll it right over the rim. They're really letting him get into a sweet spot.
Clinton, corner pocket three. Just off the mark. Here come the Panthers out in transition. They want to use their speed to their advantage. Hanging, but unable to hit that time. Lilly comes down with it. Plenty of time on the clock. Lilly glides his way in.
They let him play through the contact there, and Devin finishes really nice at the rim.
Driving baseline gets cut off and a push from behind. 22 seconds remaining, opening quarter of play.
At the line, shooting
at the quarter break here, Coach Smith is going to have to make some adjustments here on Derek Bolton because he has gotten off to a hot start, and they're going to have to find a way to slow him down.
First freebie is short. 5th team foul on the Big Reds as well.
Number 15.
4 on the Panthers, so a lot of fouls early on in the first period.
Brian Hunter will take a seat, replaced in the lineup by Tadario Payne. So it's a split at the stripe for Bolton. 13-12, Big Reds out in front. Schuster trapped right in front of the scorer's table. Able to pass out of it, but couldn't connect cleanly with Jordan Wright. A little bit of a missed opportunity there for the Big Reds. Now an intercept by Schuster. Up ahead to Ricky Mosley, gonna beat the clock with the finger roll all the way around and down. And that will do it. 8 minutes in the books. The Big Reds out in front, 15-12. We'll take a quick break here on Chippewa Valley Cable, but when we come back, the start of the second quarter of play. Welcome back to the Valley. Start of the second quarter of play. Big Reds out in front of the Panthers, 15-12. Derek Bolton leading the charge for Roseville. Lilly leading all Big Red scorers with 5 points. Quarterfinals of the MAC Red-White crossover tournament. Romeo Bulldogs awaiting the winner here tonight. Tadario Payne with the basketball. Cross-court pass to Monty Green. A little two-man ball being played by the Panthers right now as they ring it around the perimeter. Dump down in front. Follow up with a make. Yeah, Samuel Tarver.
A little too much English on that first one, but nice follow-up there. Good ball move by the Panthers. You can tell that was definitely an adjustment they made, that in-between quarter timeout. Let's talk about that. That's what's going to beat that 3-2 zone.
Dump down into the blocks. Deshaun Goodwin back out to Schuster. Schuster tries to drive baseline. Gets cut off by Ricky Johnson. Floats a pass back now to Devin Lilly. Looking for the crossover. And that's going to be a double dribble. Lilly knows it.
He's like, wow, I got to pass to the basket. Oh, shoot, I already used my dribble.
Tried to do too much. He was looking for the step back three, I believe.
One thing you got to understand, too, this is a lot different, too, for the athletes out here. They're used to being in school all day and coming to a game. They've been at home all day. So this is definitely a different environment for them, too. Something they're not used to.
And another turnover. Mosley out in transition, throws it down.
Well, he was throwing him down in pregame, so he got a chance in the game to do it and did it.
And that gets this home crowd buzzing just a little bit. And now a trap on the far side. Roseville trying to pass out of it.
Oh, might get two?
Mosley again. Carbon copy doesn't go up for the jam this time. Goes with the finger roll instead.
Everyone stood up thinking they got two in a row here, but he just laid it in and got the 2 points.
Mosley knowing you don't score style points. Driving in, gets cut off and pushed there in the lane.
Thought he might have called a travel on that one, but again, with only 2 officials, they're going to miss some calls today. You don't have that third vantage point, which is going to make a difference.
Probably gets big.
Big fella's going to get his second early, so he's going to have to come out. So Wright and Joe Liffey with 2. We'll see how that plays out, because right now the Panthers were in danger, Brad, of 2 quick buckets like that. You know, looked like they could get run out of the gym here, but now with 2 fouls on 2 key players, we'll see what Roseville can do with that.
Also the 6th team foul on Chippewa Valley as well, so bonus basketball the rest of this first half for the Panthers.
I'll tell you what, I really love the way Cody Clinton plays. He just plays within himself. He doesn't try to do too much. He knows his role, he understands his role, and he becomes a valuable member for this team. There's a foul.
Yeah, he's really that perfect 6th man, isn't he?
Yeah.
Comes off the bench, can fill it up from deep, plays good, solid defense, comes away with an occasional rebound or 2. But he's really that guy you want off the bench.
And he's a big, strong body, so he can body up a big man. He can, you know, he can be that enforcer you need sometimes to pound inside a little bit. You know, and then the one game at Dakota, he was double digits. He was the player of the game pretty much for the Big Reds, keeping him in it. So, you know, he can put the ball in the basket. He can shoot the perimeter. He can work inside a little bit. You can see him. He's got big shoulders. He's built like an offensive lineman. Or who knows, maybe a defensive tackle. Coach Merchant sitting right here in front of us.
7-point lead. We got a football score, 21-14. Big Reds out in front. Chris Bowler catches it. Cross-court pass. Whoa! Into the Chippewa Valley bench.
You know, over the last several broadcasts, too, we've done, Brad, this is the fastest start we've seen the Big Reds come out to.
Yep.
You know, really starting to exploit some offense. And there's a lot of people watching here today. If you look to our right, we got some Romeo Bulldogs here in the crowd, so they're out scouting. You know, with a lot of people on break. You know, and then, of course, some schools will go back tomorrow, but with a lot of people on break, there's a chance to kind of get out and see what you're going to be up against.
And a lot of those slow starts for Chippewa Valley have equated into close games. We mentioned the 2 Roseville games being extremely close in the regular season. Chippewa Valley 5-2 in games settled by 5 or fewer points. So they have been in some absolute battles. And that's the type of team you want when it comes to postseason play. And they're going to get a little bit of a taste of it now in this MAC Red-White crossover tournament, that one-and-done format. You lose and you're out.
Schuster just handled that pressure so calm and cool. Nice drive there by Lilly. Oh.
Lilly initiated the contact, and Roseville's not going to like that call.
Yes.
Samuel Tarver hit the deck, and they're going to send Lilly to the free throw line.
We're in bonus basketball now the rest of the quarter. 4:58 left, so.
Kind of get the sense this one's starting to slowly slip away from Roseville as they continue to search for answers offensively.
By the way, I'm never going to say he's automatic at the free throw line, because the last time I did it, he missed like 8 in a row. So but that was a nice stroke on the first one.
That's come back to bite us quite a bit in these broadcasts of Chippewa Valley games. Free throws have cost the Big Reds a couple times this year. And, of course, right on cue, Devin Lilly misses the second. 4:56 remaining first half of play, 22-14, Chippewa Valley in front.
Yeah, that's a reach-in foul Coach Smith doesn't want, because number one, it puts Roseville on the line at a 1-on-1, but it gives your best player an early foul 80 feet from the basket, and that's something you just can't have.
Jordan Wright already on the bench with 2 personals. Can't imagine he'll be back at all the rest of this first half.
Oh, and Deshaun Goodwin's come in and done some nice things, you know, to help off the bench too. He's a big, strong body who can rebound. You know, he can do some things. So he's a nice substitute off the bench to kind of help the Big Reds with that.
A little miscommunication there as Ricky Mosley was starting to drive on a little backdoor cut. Lilly's pass fell through his arms and went out of bounds.
Yeah, just trying to do a little too much right there. The one thing the Panthers have struggled with today is that 3-point shot, which is kind of their MO. They haven't been able to knock very many down today.
Corner 3 right on cue is good, rattles home.
I just got to shut up.
Isaiah Mays. Derek Bolton, after filling it up for 8 points in that first quarter, nothing here in the second. Clinton for the answer, he knocks it home.
Clinton time, there it is.
Awfully fitting that Clinton would knock down a 3 on President's Day. Chippewa Valley wanted a backdoor violation. Now Clinton gets knocked out.
Come on, man. That's the biggest flop ever.
And St. Clinton's not going to win an Academy Award, are you?
Nice save.
Out in transition, another steal. Boy, oh boy, this game is kind of getting out of control.
That was off of Schuster, and the Big Reds are going to get a gift here. Those both guys had no idea. And yeah, he's on the floor again. Like, he's going to have to get warned here. You cannot be on the floor. And he's been on the floor several times, 4, 5, 6 feet. Uh-oh.
Schuster able to weave his way through traffic, but can't complete the play. Derek Bolton, we've mentioned his name. And he goes crashing to the floor. Clinton down as well. Boy, oh boy, this game has gotten scrappy all of a sudden.
Well, and you're starting to see why Roseville gives up 59 points a game. They're giving up a lot of easy finishes at the basket. With the way this team can score, and if they played some defense, they might be on top of the MAC Reds. So 59 points a game is giving up. You're not going to get things done.
It's the Panthers squad that won 3 of their last 4, but Jeff, they lost their last game to Stevenson. Stevenson in last place in the MAC Red. And that game for Roseville was the fewest points they've scored all season as they fell to Stevenson 52-45.
I believe that was at Stevenson too,
yeah,
right?
it was a road game.
Yeah, tough little gym to play in, and if you can find a way to slow a team down, and if you're not hitting jumpers, you can really make things you can really make things difficult. They like to play a high intensity, high paced game. If the Titans are able to slow it down, I mean, we've seen it this year, Brad. Anyone get knocked off on the road, they're not give me games. And, you can look at records and go, oh, they're going to walk all over them. Nothing's easy.
Yeah, that's why you got to take care of business here at home, kind of hold serve, so to speak, and that's what the Big Reds have done extremely well this season with that 6-2 home record.
Well, we had said it when the Big Reds were 6-0 in the MAC Red. Listen, they win 1 or 2 games. They got this sewn up. They went on a 3-game losing streak and then had to hold on for the share of it. And like I said, anything can happen. The strangest things have happened. And they lost 2 of those 3 at home. So, in just the most heartbreaking fashions you can think of. LCN, the 2 free throws with no time left to beat them there. The Roseville game here, they lost by 3, late in the game with that.
Yeah, the 9-point loss to the Dakota Cougars, really the only blowout that Chippewa suffered besides the game against De La Salle. And De La Salle's just blowing everybody out.
And that game had a lot of intent. I mean, that game was intense. It was up and down the floor. The Cougars.
Lily thought about the 3. Got 2 defenders up in the air and wisely took it right to the basket. Bolton pulls it back out, goes to Brian Hunter, who's going to direct traffic now, defers over to Monte Green. Monte Green's a guy Roseville's going to need to get going if they're going to contend here tonight.
Great box out by Goodwin.
A collision there, and Green's going to get called for the foul.
He's got to let him catch that and turn around. He didn't do that. I mean, these are foul calls that kind of should be taught preseason. To be honest with you, and you're arguing. There he is, 7 feet on the floor again.
So it'll be Mosley to the stripe, 1-1. 7th team foul on Roseville as they trail by 8, 2:54 remaining first half. In and out.
Big Red's knocked down some free throws. This game could be, double digits well in hand right now, but definitely free throw shooting keeping Roseville in the game right now. Nice drive.
Beautiful finger roll there for Monte Green. We mentioned he's a player they need to get going. He's got 4 points now. His first make from the field. His other 2 points came via free throws. Schuster in the corner, gets cut off there.
Nice job of being patient on offense by the Big Reds.
Schuster between the circles. Lilly along the baseline, circus shot, no good.
Yeah, that was like a no look over the shoulder. Oh, what a move.
Green with the scoop, no good. Mosley Easiest rebound of the night thus far for him. Lilly slams on the brakes, now has his pocket
Another
pick.
bad foul. That's two
And
bad fouls.
Lilly's going to pick up the foul. And his head coach, Corey Smith, not happy. Hey, look up at the scoreboard, and the Panthers just hanging around.
They are. I mean, you know, we had at one point a little bit ago when the dunk and the layup by Mosley, Big Reds could have blown it open, and now possibly making it a 4-point game, and Devin Lilly's got to go to the bench with $1:52 to go in the quarter, and Jaliffy comes in, and he's got 2.
The scariest thing if you're a Big Red fan is the fact that the Panthers probably really haven't even played all that well here in the first half, and they're just down 5 points.
No, they haven't shot the ball well from deep at all, which is their MO. They've taken the ball to the basket pretty well, but, you know, that's been about it. So, you know, the Big Reds have definitely gotten their points. I think the free throw shooting has really kind of hindered the Big Reds early, and then some untimely turnovers with some silly fouls.
That's really kind of been the bugaboo all season long for Chippewa Valley. They've allowed teams to hang around. Ooh, dangerous looking play there as Deshaun Goodwin could have easily been called for a carry. And a missed 3 from Schuster.
Well, the whole Roseville side thought so.
Green goes behind the back. Derek Bolton's been relatively quiet here in the second quarter. Jacks up a long-range 2 with a hand in the face. Evan Sturm out of bounds. Back on the baseline.
Shoulder blades hit the baseline there.
$1:21 left to go, first half of play. So glad you decided to tune us in today. MAC red-white crossover tournament action. Brad Furs alongside Jeff Vitale.
They just can't seem to shake the Panthers. They've taken Chippewa's best shot and are still down 4, Brad.
Bolton's gonna head towards the basket now, and he shuffled the feet, twisted, turned, and traveled.
Yeah, he might have broke his own ankles there because he'd come up a little gimpy. I don't know if he stepped on something, but he's trying to walk it off right now.
Schuster picks up the dribble, floats it past to Mosley, gets the ball right back. Here comes the double team now by the Panthers. Chippewa Valley's gonna have to help. Comes in the form of Joe Lippy. He dribbles into a double team, floats up a shot, no good. Some empty possessions for the Big Reds.
He also missed Sturm on his left, wide open to the basket.
Good ball fake and an even better drive and a flex of the muscles by Amani Green.
Yeah, explosive move to the basket.
30 seconds separate us from the halftime buzzer. Joe Lippy couldn't catch the ball cleanly. 3 bodies around him, and it's going to be Sturm. Sturm's first bucket of the game. Wasting no time. Bolton launches no good. Long offensive rebound. Tapped around and controlled now by the Big Reds. Sturm's going to travel. He didn't think he picked up his pivot foot. He's not going to win that argument.
Coach Smith's not arguing, but
Nope.
that gives Roseville another shot with 7 seconds.
We'll see if the Panthers here perhaps hold for one final shot, trailing by 4. It'll be Amante Green, catches it near the half-court line, asks for a screen, gets it, turns the corner, scoops off the high glass and refuses to fall, and the Big Reds will take a 4-point lead into the half, 29-25. Your score? Jeff, your thoughts on what was a very entertaining first half of play?
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers are hanging around. The one thing the Big Reds are going to have to do is really take care of that basketball and watch the fouls. Some of those silly fouls kind of kept Roseville in it in the first half. And the Big Reds can knock down some free throws. This game's double digits right now. So, Big Reds had that one part in the first half where they could have maybe blown it open by 10. The next thing you know, Roseville having a chance to cut this thing to 2. So, I think Coach Smith's definitely got to, definitely tell them to keep their heads up, attack, look for open guys. Evan Sturm, I think, could be the difference in the second half because they're kind of leaving him alone.
Two teams will talk things over at the break when we come back to start the third quarter of play.
Yeah, they're not even dark.
Welcome back inside Chippewa Valley High School. Big Reds in front, 29-25 over the Roseville Panthers. Nearly set to go third quarter of play. Brad Fetters alongside Jeff Vitale. MAC Red-White crossover tournament. Quarterfinal matchup. Kind of an interesting wrinkle that the two MAC Red schools play each other in the first round before splitting off and going to take on a MAC White opponent.
Yeah, we talked about this at the
Bulldogs.
break. I don't like it. I think I really like the way the girls' format is with the crossovers because it just creates other matchups. But you know, it is what it is, and hopefully as they relook at things in this day and age where we try to revise things to make it better, hopefully they look at trying to do that. So.
Well, you want to remain competitive late in the season, and you're already wrapped up your league play. You don't really want to see the same teams over again, and the fact that the way the girls do it, you do take on a MAC White opponent. There's a big jam, thunderous throwdown there by Derek Bolton.
Yeah, he exploded up. You kind of saw it coming from a distance, but boy, he got that ball. Mosley gave up on it. He didn't want to get another foul, and big man finished at the rim, and nice job there by Joliffe.
There's a low entry pass into the post. Roseville nearly came away with a steal, and instead they're going to get called for a foul. It'll be Amani Green's first.
Foul number 3. Amani Green.
It's hard to see the numbers, but I don't see a 21 on the roster, but they've got him guarding right now, and he's giving them all kinds of trouble with his quick hands.
21 is going to be Samuel Tarver. Roseville's got multiple jerseys, so they have multiple numbers. Out in transit, oh, what a big block there by Mosley.
Wow, he timed that about as good as you can without fouling.
Big Reds. Panther ball.
We do have a third official as well. That happened during the halftime break.
Probably requested to leave work earlier so he can get here and help finish off the second half.
Either that or maybe he perhaps thought it was a 7 o'clock start. The MHSAA website, maybe in his defense as well, had this listed as a home game for Roseville. So a lot of contributing factors, perhaps.
And if you go there and try to get over here in rush hour traffic,
you
good
can forget
luck.
about it. 94, I'm sure, is gridlock. I'm sure Gratiot's gridlock.
You'd be better walking.
Bolton launches from about 17 feet. He misses. Tarver comes down with the offensive rebound and can't finish it. Up ahead to Mosley and 2 out in front. Don't typically see that out of Ryan Schuster. He's usually able to complete the pass.
Yeah, that's a tough pass, but you know, the Panthers doing a much better job so far in the second half of getting back on defense. Something you didn't see in the first half. They were giving up a lot of uncontested layups. So I think they're trying to slow the Big Reds down and give up these easy buckets, hoping that their three-point shooting will start to come on because their three-point shooting was non-existent in the first half. They only knocked down 1 from the corner.
Energy in this gymnasium has also picked up. We mentioned that late arriving crowd starting to make some noise now. Roseville very patient in this half-court set. Schuster cuts his man off along the baseline. They float the ball back out. Brian Hunter,
What a pass.
is looking for Bolton, and Bolton shoves up a shot. No good. Gets his own rebound and got harmed there. Foul against Cody Clinton on the floor.
Yeah, so far the Big Reds haven't had an answer tonight for Derek Bolton. He has just kind of done whatever he's wanted to, and hence the 12 points. And just an athletic big man at 6'4", explosive, jumps out of the gym. Good-looking athlete.
This is going to be a tough little turnaround for one of these teams here tonight, having to go in on the road to take on the Romeo Bulldogs. It's nearly an impossible game to win on the road. For whatever reason, teams just struggle at Romeo.
Well, yeah, and the new facility's gorgeous, but, you know, the Bulldogs have kind of seemed to find their stride after kind of being up and down for the last few years. Have themselves a great year. You know, and anytime you got to go into their place, it's never an easy game. And you know, they're watching right now. They're here scouting out both teams, kind of figure out who they're going to play. So, you know, Romeo's sitting nice, and it's not going to be an easy game, even though it's a white division opponent.
Romeo went 12-5 in the regular season, 9-1 in league play. And Jeff, they only average 50 points per game, but only give up 46. So you know that one's just going to be a slugfest tomorrow night.
Yeah, they play good defense, really good defense. And of course, that's been their trademark of why they're 12-5.
And the Bulldogs just got to be loved the fact that they're sitting around tonight while their opponents are playing tonight. And there's a three. Ricky Johnson able to knock it down.
The Panthers have taken this 1-2-2 and into almost a half-court trap. When the Big Reds have broken it, they are really struggling with this half-court trap. And Coach Smith's going to call some timeout right now to take a look at it because the Big Reds haven't yet to score, and the Panthers open up this half on a 5-0 run.
Yep, 3 minutes gone by, no points thus far out of Chippewa Valley. So, back to the drawing board for head coach Corey Smith and the rest of the Big Reds. Well, kind of in the mix now here in this MAC Red-White crossover tournament. Never too far in advance to talk about district play, and it's going to be a district that Chippewa Valley is going to host, and it's a very winnable district with Lance Cruz, Stevenson, Utica, and Ford rounding out the district. As I mentioned, that will be played here at Chippewa Valley March 7th through the 11th.
It is a very winnable district when you look at regular season records, but again, when you get to district, for every team, it's like hitting the reset button. It doesn't matter what you did during the regular season. So the Big Reds are really going to have to come out and play because, again, just because you're on your home floor doesn't mean anyone's going to roll over for you. You know, this is the time of year where a lot of teams, this is it for your basketball career, and you're going to get everyone's best in district play.
A terrific set there out of the timeout. Joe Lippy gets rewarded with the bucket. Big Reds back out in front, 31-30.
Yeah, Coach Smith doing a nice job of getting them to get the ball moving a little bit, attacking the basket. Isaiah doing what he does best.
Roseville has really slowed down the pace of this basketball game. It was kind of a fast and furious transition game and an ill-advised pass and now a collision. No call, but Chippewa Valley will retain possession.
Yeah, nice job there by Hunter to break that up. Looked like a foul, but you know, this is the new official that just got here, so just still trying to get the flavor of the game since he wasn't here for the first half. They got Devin Lilly in the worst spot. Yeah, that's a foul.
Mosley went up to receive the pass. And
nice job by Hunter there to help him up. Good sportsmanship.
Kind of had his legs cut out from under him.
Ricky jumps higher than the average high school basketball player. He was way up there. Had to be too because it was a bad pass.
It was. Easily could have sailed out of bounds. Schuster catches it, top of the key. Mosley now works his way around to Schuster's screen. Joe Lippy yo-yos it in his right hand. That ball was deflected. He could have dribbled, instead will elect to pass off.
Big Reds ran a little weave at him here with the man-to-man. Roseville really mixing up defenses right now, which has kept the Big Reds off balance.
Lilly, ill-advised pass there, unable to connect with anyone. Roseville will backpedal the ball out. Derek Bolton, as they ring it around the perimeter. Deep three on the way is no good. They come down with the rebound. Lilly up ahead, contact is initiated, and
Looks like it's gonna be a block.
yeah.
That might be a charge.
Didn't see a call, but two fingers go up to indicate 2 shots.
Number 200. Going in the line for the Big Reds. Devin Lilly.
So it'll be Lilly back to the line.
And the free throw shooting has been an adventure again today for the Big Reds, as for most of the season.
Lilly 3 of 4, make it 4 of 5.
I'm not saying it.
Nope. Don't want to get accused of being a jinx.
Nope. It is a pretty stroke though when he does snap that wrist and do everything that he works on. Just a beautiful jump shot.
Shooter's touch there. Lead back up to 3. Kind of been seesawing back and forth here in this third quarter. 3 in the corner, pocket rims out.
Great
Good
box
out by Schuster. Lilly up ahead, scoops, can't score.
Lilly's got to kick that out to Mosley.
A little 2-on-1 if Roseville hurries. Instead, they'll have to back it out once again. Nice job getting back defensively by Chippewa Valley. A little bit of a blow by, but can't complete the play at the net. Now dribbling it off the leg is Jordan Wright.
That was a nice job of attacking the rim. He just put a little bit too much English off the backboard and it spun out. I mean, all you got to do is just pop that thing off the square. He elevated so high, no one was going to get that. He just put a little bit too much spin on it. Missed an easy layup.
Johnson triggers to Green. Splits a couple defenders, goes up. Back to the basket, was able to get a shot off. We'll shoot two at the line.
That's going to be Anthony Wright again, so that's going to take him to the bench with 3 fouls.
Jordan Wright.
Jordan Wright. Where did I get Anthony Wright from?
I wonder.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder too. Never know what comes out of this mouth.
Which is often dangerous at times.
Which is why Mr. Calderon goes back to the editing table more than he probably cares to.
Green able to knock down both.
Yeah, 2 nice free throw strokes there.
Roseville applies a little bit of full court pressure. Will now back away from it. One-on-one, Bolton guarding Joe Liffey.
Is this the Michigan 5-man full court pressure? Just curious.
Oh boy, too soon, too soon. Roseville a chance to once again reclaim the lead. 2:22 left to go, third quarter of play. This game's kind of hit a little bit of a grinding halt. Both teams were able to get out in transition, run up and down the floor throughout that first half, and now Roseville has gone to a much more deliberate half-court set. Bolton, terrific dump off, and it's A.J. Scott.
I think the slowing it down has really helped Roseville. The Big Reds got a lot of easy buckets in the first half, and now the buckets have been tougher to come by.
And Joe Lippy, they're going to wave off the basket. They're going to say the foul occurred on the floor.
Definitely more of a boisterous second half crowd.
And should mention that this was an earlier start than most varsity games. Clinton couldn't catch that inbound pass. Oh boy. 5:30 start comparative to that normal 7 o'clock start. Bolton goes in, he can't finish it. Joe Liffey came in and knocked that ball out of bounds.
Yeah, like that ball was a bar of soap there for a minute. Definitely a lot more boisterous here in the second half. You could hear a pin drop in the first half.
Oh, Schuster with the intercept. Falls to the ground. Clinton's able to get it. Up ahead to Mosley.
He was going to get it back there, and then he peeked and saw Ricky Mosley wide open and go, oh, well, that's a better option.
Wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. Back and forth, the momentum swings. Bolton a little hesitation dribble, and now a foul.
Well, that's number one, not even his call. He's on the other side of the floor. How can he see a push when he's on the other side of the floor? Like, that's no good. Now, that becomes his 4th.
And Clinton has to sit down for the remainder of the third. Pretty much probably the rest, at least half of the fourth quarter, one would imagine, right?
Yeah, he's definitely going to be on the bench for a little while here. There's no question about it. And, you know, hopefully Jordan Wright can get in here and provide some good minutes and not get his third foul, or 4th foul, I should say.
1 minute now exactly remaining, third quarter. Roseville just being patient. Not trying to force anything on the offensive end.
Well, the Big Reds have gone more to their traditional man-to-man, so Roseville is trying to find some soft spots. And again, if they don't have anything automatic, they're being very patient, very uncharacteristic what we saw in that first half.
Motion now out of the Roseville offense, and a point-blank miss there by Derek Bolton. Lilly catches the handoff. He's trapped in the backcourt, and the Panthers are going to turn him over. A little bit of havoc defense being deployed now by the Panthers.
There it is.
Schuster into the corner. He's money from there.
Well, earlier he had Ricky Mosley that same thing, and now much better move there. He kicked it out. Schuster with a wide open move and hit it. 4-point
lead for the Big Reds. Panthers will hold for one final shot here in the third quarter. What a lift that three-pointer from Schuster provided. 3 on the way, no good. And we'll head to the fourth quarter with the Big Reds in front, 38-34. One final break here on Chippewa Valley Cable. Don't go anywhere. A game of mini runs for both teams, as neither squad has been able to stake a very large lead. Right now it's the Big Reds in front by 4. Brad Fetters alongside Jeff Vitale coming to you from high atop Chippewa Valley High School's gymnasium. MAC Red-White crossover tournament action, opening round game. The winner will take on the Romeo Bulldogs in the semifinals. Championship game to be played later on this week at Fitzgerald High School. And Roseville, A.J. Scott refusing to go away.
Oh, I think that's a testament to the talent you see from both teams here. They came out here to battle. This is the third meeting this year, and the rubber match, and both teams want to win really bad.
As we mentioned throughout that first half, the two teams traded victories on each other's home floors. Chippewa winning at Roseville by a final score of 58-53 back on January 18th. Roseville coming away victors here, 66-65. Well, a couple days ago, well, 2 weeks in fact. February 7th was that game.
Bolton just picked up his second foul.
Ryan Schuster, 6 points, including a big three-point bucket late in that third quarter. Lilly splits a couple defenders. Panthers weren't quite sure if they wanted to defend there or try to draw a charge. Neither worked. Lilly's got 14 points now.
Yeah, that's a pretty drive, and that puts the Big Reds up 4. And again, you just want to let this Panther team keep chasing you. And again, definitely a nice adjustment by Roseville coach in that halftime of trying to just slow this game down a little bit, because it's definitely helped the Panthers out tremendously.
Well,
not a deep bench either.
You're slowing the game down, but you're also shortening the game as Bolton goes up with a floater, no good. Now that the Panthers are trailing by 4, the clock really doesn't become your friend. Johnson checks in to replace Tarver.
Well, especially how they've, been really unable to consistently knock down the 3 today. That's definitely hurt the Panthers.
Bolton misses short. Joe Liffey comes away with the rebound. Picks up his dribble. Lilly's going to come and help. They got to get it over the timeline. They do just that. Schuster now. They're leaving him open. He had an open shot and instead defers. Joe Liffey Euro stepped his way through, picked up a foul.
That's going to be Bolton's 3rd foul.
Against the Panthers.
See how that plays out. They lose him. I mean, you're talking about 12 points and one of their most athletic players that has kind of been really their heart and soul today.
Shooting foul, put Joe Liffey on the line to shoot 2. It's also the 6th team foul on Roseville, so free throws the rest of the way now for Chippewa Valley.
A little strong on the first.
Chippewa Valley in their losses have had opportunities to clinch wins late in games and haven't been able to put the finishing touches.
Well, free throw shooting is big, and you missed 10, 11 free throws in a 1 or 2 point loss. And that just makes it hard to sleep at night.
6 misses at the line here tonight thus far for the Big Reds, and a terrific dump inside to Bolton.
And he gets that ball and is so quick to the basket, just it's so explosive.
Yeah, there's no hesitation. He immediately attacks the rim. Lilly. Jordan Wright getting those extended minutes with Cody Clinton on the bench. He's been saddled with 4 fouls. Wright comes out, sets the screen for Lilly. A short little bunny off the back iron, and they're going to say Roseville basketball.
Yeah. And the other red side did not agree with that call. the Panthers get a break. They haven't had too many of those. Oh, jeez. Oh, he called a jump
ball.
And he got slammed to the ground.
That was Ricky Johnson driving baseline. Clean block, jump ball, possession arrow favors the Big Reds.
What a defensive play there by Jordan Wright.
Biggest of the night thus far.
At the speed Johnson was going to the basket, to be able to do that. Devin Lilly just throwing the ball away about 3 times tonight.
And he makes up for it there with a block shot.
Ball stays with the Panthers.
Kind of that sideways turn, just tossing it, no one there. The Big Reds have done that today. That's what's kind of helped Roseville stick around with, as well as the free throw shooting.
Yeah, turnovers have kind of piled up. Little hip pass to Bolton. He gets fouled.
That's Jordan Wright. That's his 4th. It is.
Sure is.
Foul number 34, Jordan Wright.
So Chippewa Valley's 2 big men.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to bring in Clinton. A little surprised they're bringing in Clinton here.
Yeah, or between the two, you try to ride out the 2 fouls you got left with both players to the end. I mean, the problem is that both those gone, then you can maybe go to Goodwin. I'm surprised you don't see Goodwin maybe back in the game just to kind of help out a little bit. So,
Evan Sturm was good at times in the first half. Haven't seen him at all here in the second half.
Timeout. Clinton gives you that threat though from the outside, where if you let him be, he can knock it down.
So we mentioned the Chippewa's district. We can talk about Roseville. That too is a very winnable district for the MAC Red School. It's going to be hosted by Sterling Heights. The Stallions and the Panthers will join Lakeshore, Lakeview, and Fraser. So a very winnable district for both teams here tonight. And perhaps Chippewa Valley, if they can take care of districts, a potential matchup with the Dakota Cougars looms in regionals. And that one will be played.
Round 3 would be something.
At Troy Athens on the Athens home floor.
There's no question in Roseville's district, they are by far the most athletic team in that district.
Yeah, they'll cruise, one would think, through that district.
And that's where? What district? Where's that?
Sterling Heights.
Sterling Heights. Yeah, I mean it's not a big travel for them. Sterling Heights isn't far from Roseville. You know, if they get hot shooting the basketball, I don't see very many teams that are going to be able to slow them down.
Yeah, Sterling Heights is a silver team. You have Fraser in that district, who's a MAC blue team. I mean, there's really nobody that's going to provide any sort of threat, I wouldn't think, to Roseville.
A little pressure, no foul on the steal.
Up ahead to Clinton, he gets bodied. Can't make the bucket, but will shoot 2.
This is not going to make Coach Boyer happy because you got a no call down here, which might have been, but then they come down the same foul down here and it's called, and now Clinton shooting 2. Where Roseville had a nice steal right off the press on an inbound trap. They've done they had some nice adjustments out of timeouts where Roseville's really trapped that inbounds right away and surprised the Big Reds tonight.
Clinton can't make them pay.
That free throw shooting, Brad.
1 for 3 in this fourth quarter. 2 of 4 now are the Big Reds in the fourth quarter.
A lot of jawing going on down there. You can see a lot of lips moving at each other. You're getting in crunch time now.
Bullet pass to the inside. A.J. Scott.
I'll tell you what, they get their 2 big fouls down like that at the basket.
Got to get this in. What are we waiting for? 5-second violation. Oh, boy. Ricky Mosley. Every possession so valuable.
A lot of silly turnovers by the Big Reds tonight.
Green twist, turn, hits! And 1.
That's Clinton's 5th.
Big moment in this basketball game. Had the ill-advised 5-second violation As Mosley could not get the inbound pass in. Almani Green attacks the basket, pulls off a tremendous effort, follows it up with a make at the line. 3-point play, 2-point lead now for the Panthers. Because of that make at the line, they can put on this full court pressure now. Schuster trap, and now Chippewa Valley's gonna call a timeout. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, 5 quick points, got the Big Reds on their heels.
Be a full timeout.
Well, loser of tonight's game will continue on in crossover play, and they will take on Grosse Pointe North, the white number 4 seed. Other matchups tomorrow include L'Anse Creuse North and Eisenhower, and of course we've already mentioned Dakota and the New Haven Rockets in the other semifinal.
Yeah, that's going to be this is not a New Haven team that you've seen in the past with the explosiveness. They're going to have their hands full with the Dakota Cougars tomorrow. Is New Haven. They're just so big, so quick. There's so many ways they can beat you. And it seems like this time of year they're starting to really find their stride.
Yeah, New Haven a little bit of an upset victory over Eisenhower to claim that spot in the semifinals. New Haven squad, winners of the state title a handful of years ago.
Yeah, Romeo Weems went to DePaul, and that was a pretty talented team. Even when Stevenson had their big team, they went into Stevenson and got them pretty good, put up 90 points or something like that on them.
Panther crowd making some noise on that far side. Lilly catches it inside of Joe Lippy. Pull-up jumper's good.
That's a tough shot. They did a nice job, though, put a ball handler in the middle there, and Isaiah did a nice job there of helping the Big Reds get down the floor, and he knocks down a jumper to tie the ball game.
3.5 minutes remaining, fourth quarter, 44-44. Heck of a ball game here tonight from the Valley. So glad you decided to tune us in. Brad Fetters alongside my broadcast partner, Jeff Vitale. Bolton point-blank miss. He hasn't missed many tonight. Joe Lippy out in transition, continuation. Basket doesn't go, but Joe Lippy will shoot 2.
Call the ball on the floor, so it's going to be well, the Panthers are in the bonus, so Big Reds get 1-on-1.
1-on-1.
Yep, referee was adamant that the foul occurred on the floor.
Yeah, that looked like to be the right call. I mean, we don't get the benefit of instant replay or anything, but in real time, a couple steps, there's no continuation, high school basketball, so these become big free throws.
Well, Joe Lippy now 3 of 5 from the line.
Well, that 5-0 run now answered by a little 3-0 run here by the Big Reds, and actually by Isaiah Joe Lippy. Make a 4-0 run. Well, nothing better on Monday night than watching 2 MAC Red powerhouses, Brad, slug it out.
Crowd is getting their money's worth. Quick 3 off the back foot, Almani Green. Wow.
Well, you're wondering when they're going to start going in. It's going to be tough to kind of keep them at bay for that long period of time, but
Now a foul in the backcourt.
And that's going to give the Big Reds a 1-on-1, and the next foul, 2 free throws.
And 9th team foul on the Panthers, so double bonus the rest of the way.
And the Big Reds still have 1 to give. We'll see how that comes into play.
Mosley 0 for 1 from the line. Boy, oh boy, these are just some big free throws.
Nice stroke on the first one. 2 big free throws by Jaliffy and Mosley. Give the Big Reds a 1-point lead. And Coach Smith taking a timeout here, kind of set his defense up. Green now with 16. Bolton with 15. Lilly still at 14 to lead the Big Reds. Mosley with 10. Schuster's been a little quiet over the last few minutes. You know, lots of things can happen here in the last 2 minutes and 37 seconds. You know, the Big Reds do have a foul to give. The next foul, the Big Reds shoot 2 automatically. That's going to definitely shape how this game rounds out. But either way, Brad, we've been this has been a battle.
It's been a terrific season of basketball here on Chippewa Valley Cable. We've had some absolute nail-biters all season long. We had this matchup between Roseville and Chippewa Valley in the regular season. We had 2 terrific games between our 2 rival schools, the Big Reds and the Dakota Cougars. Had some outstanding L'Anse Creuse North games. We've been spoiled, to say the least. And what do you expect in the MAC Red? You know it's going to be nip and tuck all season long, and the tournament has provided that entertainment for us here tonight once again. Derek Bolton went hard to the basket and got rewarded with a foul call. Now put his head down and charge.
That's Anthony Wright's 5th.
Jordan Wright's 5th, yep. So both of your big men now, Clinton and Wright, fouling out of this basketball game, and Coach Corey Smith has no other choice but to put Evan Sturm into the game.
I wonder if that weave too was set up for them to get that foul on him, because now obviously the Big Reds are much, much smaller than the Panthers are inside.
Sure, you attack the weakness, right? Another 3 attempt on its way from Monty Green, no good. Sturm nearly trapped in front of his bench. Now Schuster draws the double team. He's going to pass out of it. Finds Ricky Mosley on the far side. Oh, the Big Red faithful. Can't believe it.
Well, that livened up the gym.
Under 2 minutes now remaining in regulation. Panthers trailing by 1. Firing a pass, trying to save it. Up ahead of Mosley. He lifts up and slams it down.
Dunk number 2 for Ricky.
Lead back up to 3. Green tries a crossover dribble. Listen to the noise being made by the Big Red fans.
Place is on fire, Brad. Amazing in high school what a dunk can do in a game, especially that late in the game.
Bolton tied up with
a jump ball. The whole bench is up. Like this whole place is on fire right now.
Devin Lilly with the active hands. Got the jump ball call. Possession arrow favored the Panthers. Now they want a timeout. 30-second timeout on the floor. Minute 24 left to go.
Oh, that's a great timeout call, by the way. You know, try to settle everybody down. Let everything kind of come to a calm down. Hey, we're only down 3. 1 shot gets us back in it. We don't need to panic. You know, Roseville, after that dunk, Roseville just kind of, especially the jump ball tie-up, they definitely seemed a little frazzled. Let them reset themselves a little bit. Just get themselves in the right play to have a chance here.
Panthers coming in with an 8-7 record. Big Reds 12-4 on the season. It's a relatively young Roseville squad. Starting a lot of underclassmen, 3 underclassmen in the starting 5. So one would think this is going to be a Roseville squad that's going to be good for a number of years.
Without question.
Bolton. Ryan Hunter, one of those underclassmen, has the basketball right now. 5'8" junior. Gets a little bit of a screen, a little clear out. And he has a ball knocked away by Lilly. Up ahead to Mosley. Mosley goes in and scores. 5-point lead under a minute left.
Well, the defense has been their calling card all season, and it's not disappointing here tonight.
Stifling down the stretch for the Panthers.
We got a
charge. charge. Evan Sturm comes in and takes the charge.
My man Evan popped right up too. He is fired up. Look at this gym, Brad. Look at this gym. Wow.
What a coaching job too tonight by Corey Smith. Losing both of his big men to foul trouble. Kind of having to mix and match and kind of piece together a lineup. Got some Dakota Cougar coachings in the building as well on the far side. Coach Toko over there. Just made his way inside the gymnasium.
Foul call against Panthers, number 2, Brian Hunter. Hunter's 4th foul.
He's trying to get a grab around the body. Is pretty self-explanatory there, Coach. Just trying to help you out. But again, late in the game now, the Big Reds, late free throws are going to be what tries to seal it here, and that's kind of been their issue this year. We'll see. Schuster can knock these down. There's the first one. On the foul, it was an automatic 2, so.
Big Reds back everybody away from the lane. They know it doesn't matter at this point. Schuster knocks them both down.
It's the last 6 for the Big Reds, Brad.
We talked about this game was a game of many runs, and Chippewa Valley gets the last one, and that's a big bucket because it's going to count and one. Amani Green gets it to fall, and how good has he been in this fourth quarter? Amani Green, 8 points to give him a team-high 18 now in the game.
When he's flying the basket like that, though, you don't need the body contact. Just let him throw it up. If it goes in, it's only 2 points, but now you give him a 3, and it's just as good as a triple from the perimeter. So, especially when they're driving like that, let them have their 2s. The clock is running when the ball goes through the basket, and they got to catch you. You don't need to foul.
Yeah, it's a double whammy because it's a potential three-point play plus it stops the clock, and Schuster comes down the board. That's a big miss from the line, and it's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say Panther basketball. Wow.
You got to try to get to the middle. So many guys have gone down the sideline tonight, and that's the area they love to trap, and it's just hurt. The Panthers just thrived on that trap on the sideline.
Green, Chippewa Valley wants an offensive foul. They believe Green used the free hand to create that separation. That's going to be a shooting foul, so Green's going to shoot 2 here.
Ricky Mosley can't believe it either.
Boy, oh boy, Jeff. Chippewa Valley just has not had it easy this season, have they?
No, and it was a 7-point game a few minutes ago, and obviously missing his first one. He could have made it a 3-point game here. And, right now the Big Reds, I think if you get a rebound here, Coach Smith might get a timeout, just settle everybody down.
That's 3 straight misses. Make it 4 straight misses now for the Panthers here from the line in this fourth quarter. Wow, 4 straight misses, unreal.
Where the Big Reds have knocked down 6 in a row, and again, free throw shooting, Brad, especially in crunch time. 4 straight makes, what are we talking, a 1-point game, right?
Yep.
Oh, free throw shooting. That's Bolton's 5th foul, so he's out.
Chippewa Valley shot 8 of 10 from the line here in this fourth quarter. 80%. That's crunch time.
Yeah, that's
been the difference.
That's where the money is. That's where the money is. You get into money time like that, and you're knocking down free throws like they are, it makes it tough. And on cue, Isaiah misses one. Thank you, Isaiah. Got to take his time and put his legs into it. Just get a good arc on the ball. That first one was flat.
6-point game. 21.8 seconds.
What you don't want to foul is a 3.
Ball tapped away momentarily. A lot of seconds tick off the clock. That's an air ball. It's going to sail out of bounds, and more than likely, that'll do it.
If you're the Big Reds, you don't even have to break the press right now. Make them foul you or just don't even cross the line.
Just need to get the inbound in. They already had one 5-second violation called against them, and
he called timeout as soon as he caught the ball.
Corey Smith did just that, and he's wondering now where this inbound pass is going to occur from.
Timeout called by the Big Reds. Full timeout.
Trying to figure out where they're going to spot the ball at.
So you're absolutely right. All that the Big Reds need to do is get this basketball in, and they can run off the remaining 9.5 seconds. One would think Roseville will foul down 6 and extend the game for as long as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to become a free throw shooting contest, and the Big Reds just got to continue to knock it down. What, 9 of 12 in the fourth quarter?
Ricky Mosley has been outstanding in this basketball game. 14 points.
Him and Devin Lilly both.
8 of the 14 in the second half.
2 big dunks. But not only that, what he brings on the defensive end, you just can't. He is always on the other team's best player. He's locking them down. Just some of the plays he makes on defense is the catalyst for their offense. Coach Smith has told me that on a numerous number of occasions. So
need to also mention Isaiah Joliffy. 6 points here in the fourth quarter. 9 points total.
Well, even Evan Sturm coming off the bench, taking that big charge that kind of energized the crowd. Ryan Schuster has been huge on the boards and handling the ball.
Yeah, Jordan, and now
and a 5-second
call.
No, I got a 5-second call after a timeout.
Wow, they didn't get the timeout in. It was a 5-second violation. And that's the only thing the Chippewa Valley Big Reds couldn't afford there. New life, perhaps, for the Panthers.
Let them go to the basket.
Yeah. And he blows a layup, and that will officially do it.
He called no foul.
Chippewa Valley advances and will take on the Romeo Bulldogs tomorrow night. What a victory here on their home floor. Final score 55-49. Jeff?
Yeah, like you said, it wasn't easy. They had to fight for it. Roseville gave them everything they had. The Big Red defense, Tom Martino's averaging 61 points a game. They held to 49. Big Red defense is going to be their calling card if they're going to want to make a nice run in the districts and maybe even try to win this red-white tournament. Great game today by both teams.
It's going to be a long, tough road here in this MAC red-white crossover tournament. Survive and advance is the name of the game. And the Chippewa Valley Big Reds did just that tonight on their home floor. Once again, your final score, 55-49. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our hard-working Chippewa Valley Cable television crew. For my broadcast partner, Jeff Vitale, I'm Brad Ferris saying goodnight one final time from the Valley. Chippewa Valley Big Reds victors here tonight in the opening round of the MAC Red-White Crossover Tournament. Final score, 55-49 over the Roseville Panthers. We'll see you next time right here on Chippewa Valley Cable.